matchbox casket was placed between two candles on a simply decorated table with the handwritten note, "Loving fish, loving friend." You see, Clyde, spelled with an I, had died. To quote the English poet Gail Brandreth, "Oh, wet pet," is how my wife started the celebration of Clyde's life. My 12-year-old daughter Erin said, "I don't like the way he ate slowly, but I love the joy he gave Tatum." Followed by her friend, "I never met Clyde, but whenever I was around Tatum, I knew that she loved him and he loved her." This is a story of how my 10-year-old daughter Tatum made the 3-week life of a 2-inch fish memorable. Grief often makes us nervous and uncomfortable. Tatum reminds us of the resilience of children and their ability to teach us that sometimes strength and clarity come from our unique ways of dealing with death on our own terms. Tatum hatched a plan in the summer. She strategically placed a crayon drawing of a goldfish in a glass bowl. The picture screamed, "I want one!" No words needed. It almost worked. The parental concerns of a short lifespan and the inevitable disappointment had us remain steadfast. Next came the one-word Christmas list: goldfish. Santa surprised us all when he left behind a bubbling tank and a perky little orange and white fish. The simple joy of a little girl's smiling face as she sprinted down the stairs past a mountain of presents to get her first glimpse of Clyde showed us how wrong we were. She routinely fed the fish and genuinely bonded with her fat and happy swimming friend. Then it changed. A few white specks. No big deal. They looked like bubbles. A day later, it turned for the worst. He lay on the tank floor, very little moved. A recovery was unlikely. The helplessness sank in when a pleading Tatum pulled the mattress off her bed and put it next to the tank. As Clyde struggled, there were desperate cries through the night. "Please don't let him die. I love him too much." You can't dismiss the grief of a child, but you can watch your spirit and adaptability in amazement. The expert diagnosis was quick and clear. Not the typical overfeeding. No, he was clean to death. Tatum took it in stride when she set in motion a celebration of life for the ages when she handed out funeral invitations. They read, "If you're able to attend, please prepare a speech to share." My speech writing skills have never been more tested. Tatum said he was to be buried in the yard. I guess flushing wasn't an option. How was I going to dig a hole in the ground in Maine in January? As a YouTube clip sad fish song played in the background, a group of friends and family gathered. There were some older sister snickers, but the speech themes were constant. The joy Clyde brought to Tatum. After a rousing rendition of "Amazing Clyde," where the group had to be reminded that it was a funeral, not a concert, my vulnerable youngest daughter delivered the eulogy. I ran downstairs on Christmas Day. I wanted to shout "Hip, hip, hooray," because before me was a bright little fish. I train him, feed him, and have but one wish. That he loved me as much as I loved him. And how I loved to watch him swim. I remember the day his scales turned white. It really was an awful sight. He was so still, his mouth turned black. It hurts me so much just to think back. The next day I ran home to check on him. A dreadful sight. It destroyed my grin. All I wanted to do was hold his fin. At his last breath, dear, beloved Clyde had died. Our reluctance towards pet ownership came to fruition. Yet in a poignant, profound, and beautiful way, Tatum dealt with loss and mortality through laughter, tears, and creativity. Remember, Tatum, and release your inner child in your moments of grief and realize you too will get through this in time, on your own terms. With sparkling cider and our classic champagne flutes raised in the air, a final salute was made to the departed as we munched on goldfish crackers. A new day, a new spirit, dealing with death her way. A small container of Clyde's water sat on the windowsill as Tatum happily talked with her new friend, Gil.